really just one or two people really decide how to whack up your tax dollars, but I know you
Yeah.
trust them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you.
I know it's
Look,
tough.
I tell people, even though I go to these meetings all the time and I'm always pushing for new policy, I'm not into politics. I try to stay out of politics, but you can't completely stay out if you want to implement change. You have to understand it.
The people that are in politics are the ones
Yeah.
telling you, you don't want to get involved with this messy stuff. Why do they want to be involved with politics? But I have the answer to that. Why do they want to get into politics? Do they want to serve their constituency? Maybe a little bit, but what's their number one goal? They want to be able to decide how that money is spent. It's pretty simple, and they won't disagree with that, but they decide how many schools, taxes, all that, who the assessor is, jobs, who to give raises to. Because right now there's no taxpayer advocate in Margate right now. There is no Margate Taxpayers Association, is there, Sharon?
That's interesting that you said that, because I know one of your people that you like to watch is the mayor of Sea Isle. He's been the mayor a really long time. Matter of fact, before Zach and I moved to Margate, we lived in Pennsylvania, had a vacation home in Sea Isle for many years. My daughter still cries about us selling that house. Zach was the president of the Non-Resident Taxpayer Association, because like many shore communities, you have many people that pay taxes but are not represented in the vote.
Make sure that Mayor Collins realizes that it took him some time, but he did it. The point is he finally got it done.
For the Zoom?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Out of all the things that taxpayers could benefit from, it's the ability to keep an eye on how decisions are being made. You would think that that's a no-brainer, especially the technology being so cheap these days. So Margate is off of that, my shit list, I guess, to be honest with you. But guess who is the reigning champion of shit list when it comes to municipal transparency? That would be our good friend Len Desiderio. He's the mayor of Sea Isle. He's also a big mahaf at the Cape May County commissioners. He likes that. You know when Sea Isle City likes to have their commission meetings, Cher?
Oh my gosh, yes, you told me. 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. What? What? Who comes? Nobody.
Len Desiderio is now the king of non-transparency. And I want to send props to the Cape May County Herald. They've been tracking this kind of stuff and making people feel uncomfortable not being transparent. Oh, by the way, just one more non-transparent group that really has a huge impact on this area. That would be the CRDA. It's like pulling teeth trying to get video or audio. Everybody should be crying, saying, turn that camera on. So the CRDA is pretty non-transparent, even though they have a huge impact on this area. Whole towns along the shore, Avalon, Stone Harbor, all kinds of ratables poured in. I mean, house values going up by 50%, more tax dollars, assessments go up. And they still raise taxes by like 7% every single year. How do they explain their way out of it? Well, what they try to do is everything got more expensive.
Salaries.
Salaries, yes. How about my favorite is longevity pay. Margate, sure, I just got to tell you, as a Margate taxpayer, I really look up to you how, like, you're just so kind because with your taxpayer dollars, you're still giving out longevity pay to individuals in Margate. You are like just so sweet and loving.
Huh?
Are you telling me that one of the benefits of hiring you as a buyer's agent or a listing agent is that you know more than just, hey, it's a great place to hang out with the kids and go to the beach? And I thought that kind of stuff worked so well for the past 15 years in real estate marketing.
I do probably know more about the average, about construction. Like Zach and I used to, when we first got married, we would buy homes and do fix and flips. And guess who was managing the projects? Me. Guess who was managing the budget? Me. So I do think a lot about construction. I'm very practical, and budget minded, and I'm an engineer, so my brain is wired a certain way. Even though I am doing sales and marketing, which is what a real estate professional does, and my business career in pharmaceuticals was in sales and marketing, I also think a lot about realistically in construction. And, you're buying a house at the shore. You need to think about these things.
May I ask a question? What percentage of Margate officials, whether it's the commission or it's the planning board, what percentage of those individuals are well versed in this topic of runoff, drainage, pervious, permeable, lot coverage? What percentage really know how to talk clearly about these issues?
I think they depend on our city engineer at Dennis to advise them on these things.
That it's a small percentage of people inside City Hall that really are fluent in this topic. And tonight, when you walk up during public comment at the Margate Commission meeting, first words out of your mouth are going to be
green infrastructure. What? Permeable pavers. What are we doing? Where's our plan?
There's runoff everywhere because we're paving over everything. People will understand and have more impact. So I try to help. Even though I don't live in Margate, I want to donate my time and expertise to Margate. Because listen, realtors, we hope that other real estate agents steal our awesome ideas. We want them to borrow or steal or be influenced by our ideas of marketing real estate and talk about topics that are really important because, sure?
Yeah.
The real estate bull market down the shore, especially in Margate, has slowed. It's over. It's a different type of a market. The bull market where you kind of they put it on the market and somebody bought it and somebody you're overpaid by $100,000 or $500,000 or whatever. The FOMO, the fear of missing out. But I do think now's the time to you have to hire somebody in the real estate space that knows and can sniff out issues, especially flooding and lack of setback.
We did speak about the 6 new townhomes on Washington Avenue a couple of weeks ago. Great project. Mitchell Davis, fantastic builder, quality builder, who does a lot of really, really big developments. So, and actually, when you do a big development, you have to actually have a place for drainage. I will give Pinky a call. Yes, hopefully Pinky appreciates us helping to promote some of their great listings, their great projects. I still remember when you walked into my office and you were trying to sell me this concept of like doing podcasts and online media. And I said, you don't have to sell me, because I used to own a website called Shorebreeze, and I was actually selling banner ads to realtors before I was a realtor, selling internet advertising.
Okay, let's make this very clear. Any realtor, any person, a home seller, an individual, or a broker, we'd love to help you. We can put eyes and ears on your properties. Why wouldn't you want to have your property that you're trying to sell, that maybe you're the listing agent, maybe you're the actual home owner, you're trying to sell this thing and it's lingering a little too long? We can help. We have a huge audience and they always know we talk about real estate and real estate related stuff. And we're not just saying, isn't this great? We really are. We've been doing this for about 6-7 years now. It's crazy. So talk to your realtors, talk to your agents, and you brokers, reach out to Sherry Lilienfeld and ask her, hey, how can we work together? Second favorite brokers of all time, and that would be Pinky, Miss Margaret Gubernalty.
Pinky and I go way back because I worked for Berkshire Hathaway for 8 years.
And she used to be on the Margate Planning Board too.
Yeah.
That's how I know her name, Margaret Gubernalty. I always thought that was a very cool name. A lot of syllables, but a very cool name nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's almost as tough as saying permeable pavers and pervious places.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
And say hi to Pat Moran again, the business admin. He deserves a lot of credit because we kind of beat him up over the past couple of months saying, how come you're not getting this done? He had a baptism by fire,
He was asking for our feedback on the Washington Avenue project, which I do also want to mention because there's a lot of discussion about this. The plan now is to convert it to one-way, Washington Avenue one-way, make bike lanes and do more with the landscaping and the trees, different things, just make it more walkable. There's some issues with the one way. One of it is if you're one way, then the traffic that normally goes a certain way in that area is going to go to the next street. You're not going to want to be living on that next street, right? Because trucks and there's deliveries that are done down there. What we suggested was, look, keep it two-way and still enhance the streets with the other stuff that you were going to do to make it nicer and prettier and more walkable. Why can't you do that? I know they wanted to do all these bike lanes and things like that, but I don't know. I think that the one way would really cause traffic problems.
Are you saying that this is still up in the air a little bit?
Yes.
Really?
I am. Yes.
Good.
Because there were so many, people that came to the meetings. Hello, ding, 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 ding. You got to come to the meeting. And they spoke up. One of them was Di Lorenzo, who has the big office complex there on Washington Avenue. He's very upset with this whole thing, and he's talked about getting lawyers and different.
One of the things that Mr. Joe Di Lorenzo said, realtor as well as a property owner, business owner, right there at the corner, right there on Washington Avenue. He said on 2 occasions at 2 meetings, he goes, I never even heard about this issue. Why am I in the dark about it? I'm paraphrasing here. And I think that's because Margate got rid of their email newsletter. They put a lot of time switching all the resources over to Instagram and TikTok, which I don't know who's watching that, but that's not really the official, And Mr. Di Lorenzo said twice on 2 different meetings, I'm not happy about this. How come I'm just finding out about it now? That happens a lot in these shore towns, but Margate is getting better. Can you do me a favor, Sherry? Can you do me a favor?
Who am I saying hi to for you now?
In lieu of going up there with a big, kiss and a hug with Mayor Collins and Kathy, but with Maury, let them all know that we greatly appreciate their work and we thank them for having live Zoom video, hopefully starting tonight. Let's all get together. Mr. Mayor, can you get together with Maury? Work together, guys. And is he still in charge of finance? You guys don't look good when you're fighting amongst each other. Don't do that.
That's a valid point.
God bless.
Even where they sit, it's so weird. Like Maury sits all the way to the side, Mayor's in the middle, Commissioner Horn's to his right. There's a lot that can be said by the seating. They're going to cut me off at some point. You got a limit. And now they're going to be people on Zoom. I think they're going to stick with their 3 minutes. So I got to see that.
But that's okay. That's okay.
I'll let you know. It depends on how much activity there is on the Zoom and everything.
And if you see Steve Baglivo, just ask him how are things going and see if Mr. McLarnon and Baglivo are looking at each other or staring at each other.
I'm not getting involved in that. That's not my department.
Look, I'm just trying to stir the pot. Just try to stir the pot.
I know you are. Why don't you come to a meeting and do it?
I'll be watching from the brand new Zoom feed here in my luscious abode.
Do they have a link publicized? Do you have the link?
I have no idea. If you can find the time, go up to my good friend, Johanna. She's the city clerk. She would help you with that question of where's the link. Johanna, I know deep down inside she loves seeing emails from me. In the subject line, it says Oprah request in big bold letters.
She's like, oh, here it comes again.
but at the very end of my request, very simple request, at the very bottom after my name, I have a smiley face, and that makes it all better. The emoji.
Gotta have the emoji, LOL.
But I always thank her. I always thank her because I'm sure that other people that Oprah requests have all kinds of crazy requests, and it's tough to figure out. So I try to make sure I make mine very concise because Johanna is very good at what she does. Actually, all the city clerks down here are very good at what they do. Yeah. They really are. All right, I got to get out of here. I got things to do, Sherry. My whole life revolves around Sherry Lilienfeld of eXp Realty.
And we, as a community, must do more to alleviate the flooding. When they're redoing the basketball court, or when they're redoing walkways, when they're redoing municipal buildings. Now we have the parking lot. We have a new parking lot, a lot of controversy over the parking lot. Honestly, I like it just the way it is right now. It's a bunch of stone, and I think it's fine. People are using it. Why even do anything?
The moment it was done, the parking lot there, the old gas station, everybody's taxes went down, right?
Okay, stop. We're going to talk about taxes. You love to talk about taxes.
Sherry, why would somebody want to buy a property and build as much as possible on that lot? Why would they want to max that out?
A builder wants to max it out because obviously they get more money, so they want more bedrooms, more baths.
I have a feeling there's so much new construction, Margate inspectors can't keep up.
Well, but impervious cover, if you look around, you have your streets, you have a house, you have landscaping. I mean, if I had to guess, Margate is probably close to the right side of this, close to like 90% impervious cover, meaning there's no place for water to drain to, which is really bad.
There's so little setback. And why would a town be okay with, providing a variance for less and less setback? I mean, we know of properties that had 99% lot coverage. We know a property that has done that recently. And where's that water going? Now, why would the city not care too much about that? Because more square footage equals what, Sherry Lilienfeld of EXP?
More expensive house, higher tax basis. Keep on developing. Just keep on doing it.
But think about it. There's more money, more ratables coming into the city of Margate and Ventnor. But at least, Sherry, the Margate taxpayers are paying lower taxes because of those great moves.
Not. Nice try, but no, it would be nice if we paid lower taxes. It actually really doesn't make any sense.
So wait a second, there's more money coming into the city, but your taxes are going up and your insurance is going up. Sherry, I'm confused. I barely got through my 4 years at Temple University. Maybe I missed the class on this one.
The water has to go somewhere. It goes into the streets.
And the neighbor's property.
And the neighbor's property, unless the neighbor's property is fully covered. But we see a lot of this. It's running off. It's called runoff, goes into the storm drains. Where does that go? You don't realize it, but the storm drains go out into our bays and our ocean. It's not filtered. It carries debris, sediment. If there's chemicals, it's all going into our bays and our ocean. Flooding. Some of you might remember our downtown was completely flooded. There's no place for water to go. All these stores got destroyed. So this is what happens. It looks like concrete. It's strong like concrete, but the water can go through it. That's a natural process. Impervious pavers mimic this natural process. Just some pictures of what it looks like. Here's pervious concrete. It's beautiful. It doesn't look ugly. We have the permeable pavers we talked about, beautiful, again, much more functional. So a couple of people on our green team are on the planning board. And I talked to them about this. And they said, well, when someone goes in for a variance for the lot coverage. So the lot coverage, the number is you have to have, 35% pervious space. 65% is covered by something that doesn't allow water through. But 35% needs to have good drainage, grass, a flower bed, whatever it is. And if someone comes in for a variance, and why are they coming for a variance? They want to build a bigger house. They want to have a bigger footprint. Like you see now, you see these driveways under the house, the garages under the homes and these driveways. They're asking for variances for less pervious space. And the planning board would say, okay, but you have to use permeable pavers. So it's in the plan, but I'm not sure, and I'm trying to get verification on this, what inspections or checks and balances are in the system to be sure that it is built per plan with those permeable pavers. What?
The enforcement part. Oh, exactly. I know what I'm talking about now. The planning and zoning board meetings. I'm assuming that they're taking notes. There's meeting minutes. Do those promises, are they documented accurately in the zoning and planning board docs that you could go take a look and see whether or not it's not just a verbal, well, you're going to do that?
It gets documented in the plan. So like if they approve a variance as is, they'll just approve it. If they approve it with certain requirements, then they have to update their plan and submit their new plans. So what's in writing is the plan. But then again, I don't know what people do, what different cities do, Margate specifically, to check all of these things that they're done. Because again, those pavers, they look the same. They look the same as impervious pavers.
Pervious, permeable. It's all about, can water drain through that material? Right. Builders are going in saying, we want to build something bigger. Can you give us a break and not have so much filterable surface? And they're getting the green light on it, and they're building bigger. And why does planning and zoning, and why does city council, the commissioners, why are they okay with the overdevelopment, breaking the rules and getting up to the property lines in many ways, and lot coverage garbage? It's because they're going to be able to tax that property higher, and they're going to be able to get more taxable revenue from that property so they can spend more money on stuff. So at the end of the day, everything revolves around the planning and zoning and build, baby. Margate is not necessarily, the number one industry in Margate is not tourism. It's not destination tourism. It's real estate and real estate related services. It's that. That's why you have to go to the planning and zoning meetings. You got to go because the biggest decisions are usually made there. One more point. I'm very happy that my good friend, Pat Moran, let me know. He's the business admin for the city of Margate. I think tonight is going to be the first night where they start to experiment with the new Zoom meeting equipment, finally. And Pat, really great job he did there overseeing it, but a lot of other people really did a lot of work there. But so the city of Margate has already agreed, yes, it'll be live. You can watch live Zoom type video of the Margate Commission meetings. You can watch it, and you can actually remotely ask questions. Wow, that's huge. But when it comes to the zoning or the planning board meetings, they haven't decided yet whether they'll live stream that stuff for some legal reasons. Well, I just want to make it very clear to everybody. I agree that you have to be careful with the planning and zoning, because when it comes to remote commenting and remote testimony, that can get a little sticky. But at the very least, let people watch these zoning meetings, these planning board meetings, the video. And then we can, if you really want to speak up about a zoning issue, then you got to get your ass there to the meeting, because they have to identify who you are. Mr. Manos, the solicitor, is very strict with that, as he should be. So Mike Richmond is the new planning board chief. I like Mike a lot. He's always been an independent thinker. So we encourage Mike Richmond, the chairman of the planning board of Margate, put the planning board on live Zoom. There's no reason not to. And if they don't do it, that's a problem, because to me, I believe zoning meetings are more important than planning board meetings, are more important than commissioner meetings. Your thoughts, Sherry Lillienfeld of eXp Realty.
Well, I think they're equally important. I think you should go to both. When you grant variances to one individual, then someone else is going to come back. You set a precedent. Once you allow it, you allow it. You can't unallow it.
Where's your water bottle? You got to hydrate more.
No, I got to plug sorry.
Can I see your water bottle, please?
No, stop. Wait, don't laugh. Wait, I keep my name on it. And
what's the size of that thing?
I leave it at the gym. I've left it at airports. So I always put my name on it.
What's that filled? Is that filled with Tito's or what? What is that?
I actually have my morning probiotics. So anyway. But anyway, once you allow for one, then other people are going to ask for it. So you have to always think about it. What precedent you set.
If you have a chance, if you have a choice, it's always better to go live. It's the best because it's really impactful. It's really good to be there. But if you can't be there live at the commission meetings for Margate or Ventnor, then you got to watch online. And tonight, I think they're going to experiment with the new system they finally installed, the new Zoom system, to watch the commission meetings and to see whether or not it works well. And there's going to be some bugs, whatever. And then the big thing is you can remotely participate and ask questions and comment through this new system. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And do me a favor, Cher. Do me a favor.
What?
Can you say hi to a few of my friends? I may not attend, but maybe if you see Bags there or John Scott Abbott, let them know that I was thinking of them, because eventually they're going to be able to solve the issue of 6 or 12 Margate Gardens apartments. Isn't that decision coming soon?
I thought the court case started September 15th. I wonder if they're going to give us an update on it or where we are with it.
Well, from what I understand, the billable hours is not as high as some would like it to be. And if it's okay with you, I would say just drag this out so that what?
You're always talking about how our money's getting spent.
I am looking out for your financial well-being, for you and Zach to retire in luxury and love and luxury, both of you.
Beautiful blessing. Thank you.